What's up, Red Devil Nation? Steve Leslie, YSNLive.com, your home of Campbell Memorial. Wednesday night, Tavern 26. Cannot thank Dan Dahl and Mike Sharp and their staff for all they do for us at YSN and all they do for Campbell Memorial and their athletics. Coach's Corner, proud again to be joined by Coach King. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Week 5. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, time is going very fast. You come off a tough one, 49-28 against Newton Falls. Very close game. First of all, the score is not an indication of how close that game was. Talk about it after you had a chance to watch it.
Yeah, after you watch it, I mean, we fought really well. I mean, the last 3 minutes is pretty much where the wheels came off. But before that, you know, everything we did was well. I couldn't complain. There's a couple things that compounded that you could say teetered the game into their favor. A lot of times, opening kickoff was a touchdown for them. So we battled back constantly, 28-28 with 3 minutes left to go, and we just couldn't come out with it.
Well, I was watching a little bit, and again, the kids played very hard. A very good game, competitive, like you said. Is it little things?
It's all little things right now. That's football is so simple. I mean, everybody makes it so difficult, but it's all the little things that compound together that are either going to make you win or lose.
Sure. And when you go back at it, I say this all the time. They're young kids. We get that, but how do you push them to know how important little things are in football, in life? It doesn't matter. Little things become big things.
Yeah, you know, in life and in football, you got to hold them accountable. Those kids, they understand that they need to do better. I don't think anybody ever purposely does anything wrong their kids, you know. But holding them accountable and just, you know, making the standard higher. When you lose, you can either have a choice of going down in the tank or making the standard higher and working towards it.
How's this week been? Good.
Actually, this has been a very good week of practice. You know, a couple years ago, I probably would have been different saying that. You know what
absolutely.
I mean?
It's a sign of maturity, obviously.
Yeah, and they have been on point. Everybody's been there. Everybody's working hard. Like you said, you know, in prior interviews, that it doesn't seem like it's a win or a loss. They don't know.
No, and that sometimes it's a good thing.
Yeah.
You know, I go back and we talked off air. You look at your schedule: 4-0, 3-1, 3-1, but you're there in every game.
Yeah.
And from a coaching standpoint, that has to be frustrating, but it also has to be a sign of you're right there with people.
Yeah, a couple things that teeter into our direction finally, and we get something going. I mean, they completed 2 fourth-down conversions, 1 4th and 20, and one was an interception for our lineman, tipped up, and the tailback got it. You know, those 2 plays don't happen. This game might be completely different, you know.
Well, with Coach King, Coach's Corner, every Wednesday night here at Tavern 26, cannot thank the staff enough for all they do as the Red Devils get ready, and you'll travel to Crestview.
Yeah, finally an away game.
Yeah, I was going to say, I almost stuttered, Quinn, saying an away game for the Campbell Red Devils.
Yeah.
Talk about Crestview a little bit.
They're a good football team. I mean, it's under new leadership. You know, Coach does a great job over there, you could tell. But they're big bodies. They've always been traditional. They're going to fight with that tradition that they've had there that has been successful. They're gonna run the ball. They're gonna pass when they need to, and they're hardworking kids. You know, so I'm pretty excited to play this opponent just because it's the next one on the schedule, but also it's going to test us.
No doubt, it'll test you going on the road. It's a lot different to go on the road. We talk about that all the time, and they're, you know, they want to get a W, no doubt. So they will be ready to play. Talk about what it means to go on the road.
You know, I'm actually really excited too because we've been at home for so many, you know, weeks this year. It's a good change of pace for our kids. I think our kids are going to react well going on a bus, listening to some music, things like that, and getting focused in instead of having the home crowd there. It's really nice to have that there, but sometimes it's a nice change up to go on the road. It sets a standard.
What are some of the things you want to see this team improve on?
I want to see us come out of the gate strong on both sides of the ball. You know, we can't give away little things early, and the momentum.
I was just going to ask you that. That's every week we talk. That's what it seems like, a kickoff for a touchdown. The Lobo game, the ball inside your 50 for a whole half. And those are correctable things.
Yeah.
Little tweaks, little things. It has to be better when they see that on film. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, and that was, to bring back a question before, like how do you get these kids to improve? Is that they're watching film and they see how close it is and how they can turn over. So watching film with them has allowed them to see that we are right there. I mean, right there, and momentum in their favor is a good thing.
Well, that's awesome to hear. With Coach Kinng, head to Crestview Friday night. We'll have it for you on ysnlive.com on Friday night. Proud to be a part of Campbell Memorial all season long here at Tavern 26 every Wednesday night. Coach joins me and a couple student athletes. I enjoy doing it and cannot thank Campbell Nation enough. What's some keys to get a victory on the road? Do things change a little bit on the road, like from a coaching perspective?
Yes and no. I mean, you get the comfort of being in your locker room, comfort of that. So going on the road, you just have to keep the task at hand and focused in with the kids. For the staff, we're pretty well-oiled machine at this point where we know what we got to do, where we got to do it, but keeping the kids on task is a big one.
Let's talk Coach Kinng. You don't get much time to yourself. We talked off air. We don't get a whole lot of time to ours. What do you do to kind of step away from it a little bit?
I kind of just sit back in my office. I come early if I can. Sometimes it's literally just being at home with my kid.
Sure.
Before, if I could sneak home and see him before he goes take a nap or something like that. That's
how old's your?
He's 3 years old.
Well, you got a chair.
I got one on the way too coming.
Well, congratulations
so.
on that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Those make a lot of things go away.
Oh,
I shouldn't say go away, but the family comes first.
Yeah, my wife is such an amazing person to deal with me. Number one,
a 3-year-old head football coach, which it takes up a lot of time.
Sure, and then being 8 months pregnant too doesn't help for her. So that's
she's pretty well, congratulations,
thank you,
dear, no doubt. It's one of the things, Coach. I don't think people understand how much time is spent.
Yeah.
It's not practice. It's not game night. There's
so many
other agendas that nobody knows about.
Yeah, you're tailoring yourself to
school.
40, 50 other kids in school and all these other things. And of course, I have a job. I'm a teacher. You know what I mean? So taking the time away from the family is a big thing. But, you go for the bigger picture. These kids need a role model and somebody that they see as a dad and things like that. So I take pride in that.
You should take pride in that because, again, another good turnout here tonight. They're all here. They enjoy it. You love doing this, don't you? I can tell just by talking to you.
I do. Yeah, I love it. I love it.
What's the driving force for you to turn this around?
Honestly, it's just being able to serve a community and kids. I grew up with such a great community. I grew up with coaches who loved me and a great support system, and I want to give that back. I deserve to give. They deserve somebody to give that back to.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, Coach Kinng gives it back above and beyond. Shout out to you. Shout out to your wife on expecting another child. That's fantastic.
Thank you.
Let's talk next week and get victory number 2 for the Campbell Red Devils.
Yes, sir.
All righty. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
All right.